And today we are actually going to be talking about one of my works, um, The Rise of Akasha Morningstar. Probably the whole series. Not entirely sure just yet. But, so, um, grab some snacks, get comfortable, and settle in for the vibes with me. And we are going to get to it. So now I said that The Rise of Akasha Morningstar is my book. My book series. And I initially started working on this like, oh gosh, when did I actually publish it? I published the first book June of 2023. So it's been about 6 years. 6 years. Oh my gosh. It's been about 3 years now from the first one. And then book two came out actually last year, I want to say. No, I think it was 2024. Book three was actually supposed to come out last year, but I have squirrel brain, so there's always that. Let's see. Book two was actually released October 18th, 2024. Yeah, so I was supposed to have another one last year, but I did not. Again, because I have squirrel brain. So, The Rise of Akasha Morningstar is actually the start of my first um sci fantasy series. And then there's Vampire's Bloodshed, and as of right now, I am working on Elven Lies. So we're going to start with The Rise of Akasha Morningstar, and I'm going to read you a little bit of it. Not sure where I'll stop, but this is just like the introduction into the world. This is all post apocalyptic, where now we are not only by ourselves, well, not by ourselves, we're not alone. Um, the veil between worlds have been lifted. The veil between worlds have been lifted, and
I need to go to your bathroom.
the veil between worlds have been lifted. So you are seeing celestials, and I know a lot of people think celestials are like angels and whatnot, but to me, they are a different form of aliens. Um, there are mer people, there's lichens, and lichens are were anything. So you can come across seeing like a were elephant, or um, I really want to find another name for a were bear because it just it just kind of bugs me. Um, there's vampires, and of course, Vampire Bloodshed. It does follow more between my lichens and my vampires. But since those two are intertwined, I won't like say the reason why just yet. But if you have read the book, definitely take a gander at it, and you know why they are intertwined. So next time I write about the lichens, you will have information about the like vampires. Um, so yeah, and also there are humans, metahumans, and in this country, and so far in this universe, there are only three superhumans. Technically four. Again, it kind of goes into Vampire's Bloodshed, but only one is legally registered. So yes, if you are a superpowered human with 1 to 2 abilities, you are classified as a metahuman, and you do have to be registered. And if you have 3 or more, you are a superhuman. And you definitely have to be registered. Alright, so Chapter 1, The Beginning, It's the year 3019. A little girl with pigtails plays outside with her neighbors in the forest behind her house. A young boy with a foxtail growing from his posterior, a tiny girl with butterfly wings, and another child with a strange marking on her wrist. Their happiness fills the area, her tiny voice loud and clear. Tag, hear it? Come and get me, Azitha. She chased after the kids that ran away from her, a little faster than the average child her age. A man watched her as she played before disappearing. He knew this was the child he needed. She was predestined for greatness. The children continued to play until the sun began its descent. They had until the streetlights came on to go home. She continued to play until her mother called her inside. The setting sun washed her face in a brilliant hue. Akaisha, time to come in. Come in, Mommy. She ran inside to see her parents getting ready to go out. Is it date night already, Mommy? It is. A new babysitter will be here soon. You'll be okay by yourself for a few minutes, right? Akasha nodded her head. Her Yeah, I need to edit that again. Her father called out to her mother, Let's go, we'll be late. You know the early bird gets the worm. Once they were near each other, the man whispered something in her ear. Galena cackled like a banshee. The couple left without kissing their daughter goodbye or even saying I love you. It didn't matter to Akasha. She was used to this. Her parents weren't the affectionate type. They preferred to keep their distance. Time passed as she waited for the babysitter. 30 minutes turned into an hour into 2. During that period of aloneness, she spent her time reading and learning to write. Akasha was a bright child. Her reading comprehension was that of a 6th grader, but without the care of her parents, she didn't have the means to devote to her education. She headed into the kitchen to cook her food once she realized there would be no one there to watch her. Akasha had finally dozed off on the sofa after having made a meal of macaroni and cheese with hot dog slices. Deep in her sleep, she awoke to the sound of crackling coming from outside. Hurriedly, she rushed upstairs into her room. She didn't see the sparks of flame dancing outside the windows. Fear devoured her as she assumed someone was trying to break in. The little girl cowered in the corner as she watched the fire consume her house. The terror she had before intensified as her possessions and life ebbed away. A thick cloud of smoke filled the room, eating away at her consciousness. The crackling sound she had heard was the makings of a fire. Trapped in her room with no way out, she covered her mouth to slow the smoke inhalation down. Her coughing was the only thing that could be heard inside. Did her parents forget her? Is anyone coming to save her? Akasha waited and waited until her eyes started to close. The weight of the smoke getting to her, she was on the verge of losing her battle with consciousness. Then the room teetered. The floors were weakening by the raging flames. The flames danced as if they were taunting the young girl all alone with her last consciousness. With her last conscious moment, she cried in a quivering voice, Please save me. Little Akasha lost the battle with smoke, just as the sound of splitting wood echoed through the room. A person clothed in light, breathable, fire-resistant clothing. I definitely need to go back and edit this. An oxygen tank and helmet carrying an axe stepped through the door. They thought they had heard the soft voice of a child. Soon they found her, the little girl curled in the corner, clutching on her stuffed tiger. They took Akasha to a hospital to receive life-saving treatments. She was knocking on death's door. Her lungs were nearly filled with the toxic smoke, and her skin was scarred from the heat of the flames. The person continued to visit her, even wearing their helmet, just in case she caught only a glimpse of them dressed in that fashion. A strange reasoning, but plausible. The little girl was unconscious for several days. The doctors were all starting to think she would never recover. Then one day, as if by magic, she woke up. Her violet eyes blinked repeatedly to adjust to the blinding light of the room. Confusion swarmed her just as a hospital blanket did. Akasha could hardly remember if her parents had been the ones to save her. That day the person in the helmet came in was the day her life changed. So I'm not going to go too much further into that one, but damn, how many of hold the hell on. I need to see how much of this sample people can get. Because from what I got, like location goes all the way up to 414. Let's see. So, I mean, I know I have like 20 something chapters, so I think you get a sample of at least like 3. Yeah, chapter 3. Okay, so yeah, you get to get a sample of 3 chapters if you want to read a little further into it. That's crazy, though. So yeah, the Rise of Akasha Morningstar is the start of this series. We introduce you into Akasha. She is definitely not a normal child as it is. Um, what is it, my mess? She's not a normal child as it is. Already having violet eyes. That is the reason why um, the villain wants to have her. So now, what am I doing? I should go check on that thing. So now the whole premise of this is that Akasha is searching for him in order to eliminate this man. Is this still alive? Oh, why did I do that? No, it was not. I almost killed it. Almost, but didn't. So again, like the whole premises of this one is so that she can hunt him down and kill him. So, but obviously there's things that happen that go into it. Like originally this story was supposed to be, um, what I keep doing that? It was supposed to be, I want to say it was supposed to be like the rise of Mahima Blake, but I essentially changed my mind. And Mahima is actually now, are you gonna get that or me? Okay, cool. Mahima is now, a side character. One who, ow, one who is still very much annoying. Is that my last one? Yay, finally! So now all I need is iron ingots. Have 37. When did I get that? Is that enough? No. Because it's 25 is 5. And I need 3 more, so 15. So no. Just don't be on the safe side. We're going to go and try and get more. At least 40, I think I said. I think I said that was like, no, it was 9, so I think I need 45. So initially, there wasn't supposed to be like any vampires. It wasn't supposed to have any fantasy elements to it. But the moment I started doing a role play with 2 of my friends where it was like post-apocalyptic and we each had characters. So my best friend, I call her my sissy. She has two characters that she always uses. There is River and then there's Willow. And if you have been following me, you'll also know that I did use Willow. And I've loved you from afar. But Willow is slightly different. Um, and then there's me, who literally can't make up my mind. So, um, come on. I'm always creating characters. And so I had Kaya for a specific reason. This way. She was because I am very much a otaku. Um, there is, like I said, there's a character slash person, since it is based off a real person, that I did not care for. Oda Nobunaga, and I said, like, I've said the name wrong before, but apparently that was wrong. Um, but Kaya was actually supposed to be specifically to roleplay with that character. Clearly, nothing ever came of a roleplay with that character, and I used her in the roleplay with my two best friends. And this is also where Jay comes in as well, because her actual name is JC. But yeah, okay. Here. See that. Okay, we're good. And that's also why her name has been changed to Jade, because I didn't want to. I think that's good enough. I didn't want to step on my best friend's toes by using her character. I have not been able to talk to her in a while, so that's also another reason why I have not been able to see if she was okay with it. And why JC is now Jade, aka Jay. Alright. Oh, perfect. This gives me more than enough. Alright. We have 26. Alright, so we gotta go talk to Scrooge. Let's see where he's at. I can always find him in his shop if I really wanted to. Oh, he's not very far. Let's see. What's up, Mickey? There he is. Okay. I almost glitched. Should I continue on about my story, or should I just go ahead and read this? Yeah. Well, hello there. I think it's this one. Leave in Lockness, you got everything you need. These are just a ticket to build a beautiful new Main Street path and a park banner lamppost. Eye the village looking grand, just craft them and put them on display for all to see. When you're done, I'll have a wee reward for you. What are we getting? What? Main Street path 100 and park banner lamppost. What the hell? Guess I'm going back over there to craft. Well, that didn't take very long. I don't like that there's just like grass like right here in the middle of that. Okay, let's see what we got. Made 100. And I made 5 of those. So now we gotta play some. Ugh. Decorate your valley. Alright, yeah. We are going the wrong way. Alright, let's do the banner. Here. I really should just like kind of clean this up. You remember reading the Rise of Akaisha? I appreciate that. Let's go. No, we're over here. I don't know. I really just want to get my thing up high enough so I can. Okay, and then I think this is the last one. Alright, and then the path. Okay. I think that's more than enough. That leaves me with like 45, so I think I'm finished with that. I appreciate you reading that. That was literally my first attempt at science fiction and fantasy. And also why... Oh man, stay still. Why I started adding them to it. Cause like I honestly love writing it. But now like with my vampires and my lichens, their story is kind of sort of finished, but like it wasn't as detailed as the start, so I'm a little frustrated with myself, but I have an idea to do like kind of like a tell-all between my Lichen Queen and my Vampire Queen, which I talked about my Vampire Queen Kaya, but I have not said anything about my Lichen Queen. Maraki is actually based off of my favorite cosplayer. I do believe that she would look amazing as a were lioness. She also has paw prints that are visible on her person. So I feel like she'll be forever immortalized in this series. And plus, like, she's also going to be making another appearance in Elven Lies, which I can give you a little bit of info about it without like going into it too much. So it's just essentially Elven Lies is based off of two species of elves. There's the elves that we all